overall, this episode had a lot of pervy gags in it, which to me, it's like, oh, okay, like it's a fun time, but, okay, there is some very important information in this episode that I think is super relevant and super important, so I'm grateful for that. Just right off the bat, we find out that this episode actually takes place in the past. Rather, I think, you know, based on the subs here, it says, like, we're going back in time a little. I think that this episode, and surely this is the case, is actually taking place during last week's episode with Gohan and Piccolo. So yeah, and it makes perfect sense because we're short on time. So you have multiple perspectives, you know, to save up time. And then I don't think we got a timer. Did we get a timer by the end when we saw the platform form? I don't think so, because again, it would just make perfect sense because it's technically the same amount of time that's left since last week, which is frustrating because we really want to get to the tournament, but at the same time, it's kind of like a necessary evil in this case. You know, and again, it's like very pervy, very gaggy in terms of like the dojo, especially with Master Roshi. You know Master Roshi. Just typical shonen, pervy sage, pervy old geezer, sexual harassment 101, folks. And, you know, there's this scene where he actually takes the chick. All right. By the way, this girl obviously like has a crush on Tenshin Han, and Roshi takes her, carries her away, and says, "I'll teach you a nice, firm lesson. A nice, firm lesson." I have to say that I was a little bit concerned with the beginning stages of this fight because, you know, I was like, okay, Goku, you can take out Roshi. No big deal. Just don't go Super Saiyan Blue for this. Please don't go Super Saiyan Blue for this. And he didn't, and it was great. I was like, okay, cool. This is how you do it. This is great. So, you know, ever since last week, I've definitely felt a lot more optimistic about the ongoing power scaling. I don't think they're being as careless as they were before. They're definitely paying a lot more attention. Otherwise, I mean, you know the blue would have been spammed in this episode if they weren't really paying attention. Also, not only that, but Goku also deflects a blast from Roshi in base. So again, consistency, that's always good. I am a little bit curious, though, because when they start going at it, right, Goku gets really excited because he's like, oh, this is Roshi's power when he's not holding back. Tenshin Han gets completely dominated by Roshi in this state, even with the forearms. And Goku just says, oh, so this is Roshi not holding back. And he also says, Master Roshi, you've been hiding some of your strength from us. Like, you've been training in secret or something. This is cool. Now here's my question, all right? So the thing that KOs Roshi in this episode is a Kamehameha from Goku. He goes up into the sky, he aims, and he shoots it. Now before he shoots, he says something like, I'm counting on you, Tenshin Han. So what happens is the girl is distracted by Chaos, and because she's distracted, she can't keep the spell up, and you know that's it messes Roshi up. And so this is he ends up getting KO'd by the Kamehameha. I'm just curious, how much damage do you think Roshi would have taken if the girl hadn't been distracted and that full activated potential had remained to take the blast? Because Roshi was looking pretty decent in this episode, as he should, I think, right? Tenshin Han, on the other hand, pretty trash. Something pretty good that came out of this episode, I thought, was the fact that now that the lineup is finished, now that, you know, the recruitment is officially over, we can pretty much establish or begin to establish some power tiers within the top 10. And, you know, some of these we knew already. Like, it's not like this is breaking news or anything. Some of them we knew. Some of them we were a little bit, you know, iffy. We didn't really know where to place. So I think after this episode, for sure, the lower tier is comprised of Tenshin Han, Roshi, and Krillin. That to me, those are the three lower tiers, all right? The top tier to me would be Goku, Vegeta. I would put Gohan there after he finished training, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be top tier. And 17. I would put 17 in there. Those are the four top tiers, and you know, by method of elimination, everybody else is like floating around in mid tier. Unless you want to put Boo in top tier, but I choose not to. But you let me know in the comment section, where would you place these guys? I think 17 is definitely the hardest to rank in this because it's like he's either like upper, middle tier, or top tier. Like there's just no other way, honestly. Unless, you know, the studio comes out and says like, no, we messed up with that episode. Like screw it. Like. So we'll see, but please tell me your thoughts. Also, I know this was breaking news during the week, and I didn't have enough time to cover it, but it was revealed in this episode, and that's the thing too, like every time there's like some breaking news, it'll have some implications for the upcoming episodes. So we actually go to Universe 6 again, and we see Kabi, I like calling him Kabi, and he's talking to Cauliflower, and Cauliflower is not interested in the Tournament of Power, but I think the biggest reveal of this episode is, well, two things. First, there's two female Saiyans two female Saiyans with completely different personalities. Female Broly, you know, the nickname that we ascribed to this, the Saiyan, was actually not Cauliflower. We assumed erroneously that was Cauliflower, but it wasn't her. It was actually somebody called Kale, or Callie, I don't know. I'll call her Kale. And Kale is very shy. You know, she has, you know, I think it's a confidence issue, or it could be an issue that if she goes rage mode, she won't be able to control herself. But anyway, we know that she'll go rage mode in the tournament. That was spoiled in the opening. It was spoiled in even before the opening came out with a preview to the you know, Tournament of Power. And the thing is, what I found surprising is that, well, not surprising, but Kaba shows up and he transforms into a Super Saiyan. And then Cauliflower says, this is interesting. I think she's going to participate. I think it'd be awesome if both of these girls participate. And she's like, oh, now I'm interested in this new transformation and in the tournament. And so it looks like none of these girls, as of right now, know how to go Super Saiyan. And again, the clock is ticking. And we know, again, female Broly, you know, Kale, she'll pull through. We know she'll go Super Saiyan. But I think this is a pretty good opportunity for them to do something different because we are in a different universe. And so, you know how like with Gohan, right? He has like the mystic form, ultimate form. I think it'd be really cool because this is Universe 6, you know, different from Universe 7. I think it'd be really cool if they tried something different with the girls, especially with Cauliflower. So maybe something similar to Ultimate Gohan, you know, something that just doesn't like, it's not about the hair or the color. Maybe, because the thing is, like, she has a reputation, all right? Like Renzo said, like, her potential is crazy. So it'd be cool if the way that she reaches her potential, or whatever mode she reaches, is not the same as like a standard Super Saiyan. You know what I mean? I think this is a good opportunity for creativity in the Saiyan lineage of the DBZ verse, or the DBS verse in this case. I'm not going to make any assumptions. We don't really know how strong these girls are. I will say that I think it's funny that during the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 arc, Champa didn't like call them up. He actually called up Kabi to participate in the tournament, and you know that was supposed to be like the top 5 or whatever. But I think it's because it sounds like he didn't know they existed, because when he was calling Kabi and he was like, "Yo, I need more Saiyans." It's kind of like, wait, didn't you look for Saiyans before? Like, what are you doing? So it sounds like he was just ignorant about it. So again, I'm not going to make any assumptions just because we literally don't know, like, well, we don't know much of it. We know some things, we just don't know enough. So I can't wait to see them in action. Do we know how old they are? Do we know their age? No reason. In the preview for next week's episode, we see that we'll spend some time in Universe 10 because we see Gowasu and Ramush there as well. Ramush obviously being the god of destruction, and you know his angel there is actually one of my favorite angel designs, second to Universe 10 angel. I like her braid. Looks like a twisted mop. Anyway, I think the best part of the preview is obviously the fact that we're getting Goku versus Gohan next week. And not only that, but if you paid attention to the preview, you see that Goku is Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan 2, Gohan is still in his ultimate form. And they seem pretty evenly matched, okay? So that to me, again, we have no context about this whole thing, but I will say that at least the fact that Goku's going Super Saiyan 2, that means that he is back to self-regulating himself, which is something that was completely thrown out the window during the beginning stages of this recruiting arc, because it's like, look at me, Super Saiyan Blue, right off the bat. It's like, so yeah, so I like that it shows that Goku is self-regulating his power, because that's something that everybody has to learn to do, especially if you're in the top tier ranking of the top 10. And so I'm really looking forward to that fight, because it also kind of seems, you kind of get the sense that Goku himself is actually scaling Gohan as he goes along throughout the fight. My hope is that he takes it all the way to Super Saiyan 3 before jumping into Blue, but that's just me. I don't think, I'm not sure if the episode has enough time for that, but at least we can make our inferences and, you know, our conclusions based off of what happens next week. So that's going to be pretty nice. And, you know, in the beginning I did mention that I thought Tenshin Han was trash, and judging from the shot in the preview, he still pretty much is. But, I mean, he's not Yamcha level trash, but he's still, you know. So yeah, looks like we're in for a treat next week. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you did. You see, this is what I was saying in the beginning, right? It was a gag episode, kinda. A lot of, like, you know, unnecessary pervy humor. I guess it was fun. But we were able to extract a lot of info just off this one episode and the episode preview. So there you go. I feel pretty proud of this, I think. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do DBS episode reviews every Saturday night. Comment with your thoughts and like the video if you did. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.